Do you know what you get when you mix diesel trucks with cold weather? You get hard starts. See, diesels rely on taking your atmospheric air and pressurizing it to create the heat to ignite diesel, and when the air is too cold, it can't get it up to that flash point. Now, I could always plug my trucks in, but a block heater uses about 10 amps, so I end up with a really expensive power bill, and I have to leave it plugged in basically 24/7 because it takes a couple hours for it to warm up as soon as you plug it in. So I could plug it in right now, but it won't be ready to start until this evening. My preferred method of heating up my engine on cold days is a tiger torch. This works really well because you're burning propane to create a ridiculous amount of heat, and if you put this underneath the oil pan, it'll heat up the oil and heat up the entire engine block. Only problem with this is you're blowing open flames at the bottom of the engine that most of the time is covered in oil, and you got your wiring harness and stuff like that. You can easily burn your truck down this way. Although it is an effective method, it is not the safest method. And I had a couple people telling me to take some old exhaust pipes with basically a bend on the end to make a safer block heater. So I'm gonna go to the scrap pile and see what I can find. Digging through the scrap pile was a success. So we got ourselves some 4-inch wide tubing, which is the perfect size to fit our tiger torch down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up it a little ways, cut a nice 45, and make it so basically the tubing takes a straight 90 upwards. So that way we can run a tiger torch in the end, just like this, and the flames will no longer be exposed by the time the heat comes out of the basically an exhaust pipe coming out the top. So we're not blowing open flames on the engine, we're just blowing heat straight up. This will also control the heat so more of it goes up to the engine and less is blown away by the wind. I'd also like to build some feet because if I ran it on the ground like this, it would melt the snow underneath it and freeze to the ground. So I'll lift it up a little bit. I'll probably end up cutting it so I have like 12 inches long and it goes up like 8 inches. Okay, so we got our bottom here. The tiger torch is gonna go in the end. We're cutting that to a 45 so we can rotate this and have a 90-degree coming straight up here. So my cuts are a long ways from perfect, but there are our 245s. Now I just got to work on fitting, so I'm going to use a grinder and I'm going to basically clean all these edges up until we get an almost perfect fit there, so that way I don't have big gaps to fill with the weld. It's a long ways from perfect, but that gap is small enough for me to weld over, so I'm gonna weld it together now. there's our manifold built. That's basically just it, 2 pieces of metal, a couple feet I put on there. I did want some more details, so I cut out this grill. I'm gonna weld over top there, just for looks, make it a little bit less boring, a little bit more custom. There we have it. There is our manifold for our cordless block heater. I guess there's nothing left to do but test it out. So I'm gonna test it out on my crane truck because this one is actually the hardest one to start in the cold for some reason. Even though it has new injectors and new batteries, it doesn't like starting in the cold. Anyways, there it is all built up. I'm just gonna hook that on up to it and we'll see if we can start warming up the oil pan and then see how easy it is to start. Okay, I'm going to take a temperature reading of the block. Look, we even have frost on the block. That's how you know it's cold. But let's see. Negative, oh, right to the engine block right there. We got almost negative 15 degrees Celsius. Okay, and then that's in Fahrenheit for you Americans. That's like 6 degrees Fahrenheit, okay? So I'm gonna run that for probably 10 minutes and then check the engine temp again. Also, everyone said that doing this would reduce the amount of flames touching the oil pan, but there's still tons of flames coming out of there. So I'm not quite sure if maybe this isn't long enough or something. But either way, it'll still redirect the heat better, but there's still flames coming out of there. So here's a lesson I had to learn. Keep this valve out of the snow because it gets so cold that it actually makes the propane turn back to liquid again. So either way, I got it so the heat's blowing up kind of around the oil pan there. I messed up. I got this torch too cold, so it doesn't want to run right. Don't let your torch lay in the snow. Just take it right from the shop and start using it. Anyways, I got the heat so it's blowing up right underneath the oil pan and kind of up towards the front cross member there. I'm trying to just kind of feather the heat until it's kind of hopefully running at a sweet spot. Not too much flame, but still lots of heat. I'm gonna close the hood so we aren't losing too much heat through the top, and the heat should rise and heat up the whole engine block. We'll check back in like 10 minutes. So it's actually so cold outside, I just ended up turning all the propane back to liquid and it wouldn't burn. And my heat gun actually won't work to tell me the engine block temperature because of how cold it is. So that's cool. I wonder if I can get a reset. But the engine is warming up to the touch, so maybe I'll see if it wants to start now. On the bright side, if my truck won't start, I can always just use it to heat up my coffee so I have something warm to drink while I'm freezing outside. That wasn't the best cold start I've ever seen, but we definitely heated up the engine oil enough because normally it wouldn't crank over anywhere near that fast. So it heated up the engine oil in the pan and thinned it out a bit, so at least we could get our cranking speed up. That does make a big difference. In the future though, I'd like to actually be able to run that until it's melting the snow on the hood.